1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of that type. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of that type. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel, All Things Accounting. Today what I'm going to be talking about is the periodic inventory system. So we'll be going through what the characteristics are and what it entails. So stay right there and we'll go through this together. So the periodic inventory system usually requires an inventory count. It's done for items that are usually lower value and high volume. So it's not uncommon for hardware stores or department stores to use this type of inventory accounting system. Some of the drawbacks to this is that it's not always kept up to date, and the ending balance of inventory is found out when you're doing the inventory count close to year end. So there's a vulnerability for obsolescence or shrinkage in this case. So the inventory that's how we calculate cost of goods sold as well, is that we have to take an inventory count. We'll go through a numerical example on the whiteboard and we'll examine it a bit more in detail. So if you want to follow me to the whiteboard, that would be great. So the periodic inventory system, it's in comparison to the perpetual, it's not always kept up to date. In fact, the only time usually when you would have an accurate depiction of how much inventory that you have on hand would be at the end of the year or close to the end of the year when you hold an inventory count. So that's where once you have the ending balance of whatever you counted in total or in aggregate, then you could use that figure to calculate what the cost of goods sold would be, meaning how much you sold throughout the year. So there are a couple of downfalls to this, or shortcomings to this, is that you may not know that shrinkages may happen or wastage may happen, and you may not have an accurate number for cost of goods sold throughout the year if you actually happen to require it. So we'll go through some details of this. Now, for the periodic inventory system, it requires updating of inventory costs only at the end of the accounting period. So whenever it's the case that an item is sold, then revenue is recorded. However, the cost of the merchandise sold is not. Okay, so that's where it comes in that we need, in order to find what the cost of goods sold is and the ending balance, that's when the year-end inventory count is held. And again, it's usually done for hardware stores or department stores or any type of stores where it's high volume but low cost items. Okay, so that's the case where that's when the financial statements are being prepared. So let's run through an example here. So let's say, using a T account here, let's say that we have inventory account. account. So let's say that our opening balance, just for simplistic sakes, is 10 units. Throughout the year, we added or we purchased additional inventory of 50 units. So remember, if we purchase inventory, that would be a debit to inventory and credit to accounts payable or cash or whatever means which we used. Now, at the ending balance, at the end of the year, the ending balance, we do a physical count of all the units of inventory that we have on hand still. And let's say that we have 5 units. So over here, whatever we credit the inventory, that would be debiting cost of goods sold. Because remember, the inventory is going to be held on our books at the lower of cost and market. So here we can calculate this by taking 5, subtract 50, subtract 10. So if you calculate that, that should yield 55. Okay, so let's work forward just to make sure that we're right. 10 plus 50 is 60. 60 minus 55 is 5. So that we are correct. So in this case, what we need to do is we need to make a journal entry then to account for this. So debit cost of goods sold and credit and reduce the inventory account by that same amount, which in this case would be $55. Sorry, these are numerical values, not units. Okay, so that would bring our total inventory dollar value down to $5 only. So that is correct. So I hope this little tutorial gives you a little insight to what the periodic inventory system is all about relative to the perpetual inventory system. If you haven't seen my other tutorial on the perpetual, please do so. And I hope you subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, and click on the bell notification icon so that you're always up to date on the new tutorials that I'll be putting out. Until next time, take care.